like to invite on the stage our honorable speaker, Mr. Shailendra Bhatkhande, sir. Can we have the gentleman on the stage, please? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Shailendra Bhatkhande, sir, who's going to be talking about the global operations, a chemistry graduate, postgraduate with computer studies with MBA, with marketing specialization. The gentleman started his career in 1991 with Sivatol Limited, a joint venture between SIBA and Switzerland, and of course, if we talk about, मुझे लगता है कि इनके बारे में पूरा essay I can write. So let's hear it out straight from the horse's mouth. Everybody, let's give it up for Mr. Shailendra Bhatkhande, sir, on the stage.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Little sour today. I think I should start with this important piece of information, which actually got it from the AI, that it was on 12th of September, a few years ago, that the first cave painting, man-made cave painting was found in South Africa. 100,000-year-old cave painting was found on today's date. So I think it's a very good day for all of us to celebrate the coatings celebration and industry. So let me thank first of all IPCA for giving us this opportunity to present here, and we have been doing this for last few IPCA Biennial Conferences, and we have benefited a lot with IPCA's help in promoting our products in India. Again, this is a great city, great venue, and great people, probably the biggest trade conference of coating industry in the world, I would say, because I have been presenting. I have been presenting in many places, and yesterday I was telling someone that, this type of a trade event is not happening anywhere in the world. The maximum I have seen is about 200, 250 people, and here today I was told by Mr. Mahadevan, there are 349 people today. So I think let's applaud on this. So thanks a lot for being here. I have my team members with me, the sales team, Parikshit, Ravindra and Paras. So they will be helping you today and tomorrow if you have any questions, because I'm just going to do the talking, and those are the guys who actually work in the market. I should also say that, we do have our trade partners here, like Jatin's team, BTC, who represent us in the north. We have a representative from S. Ganesh, who represent us in the west. And we have Signet, who represent us in Gujarat. And Ponpure, represented by Bhaskar, who are doing our marketing activities in the south. So having said this, I think I would begin my presentation here. I hope there are no. So we are going to talk about the sustainable solutions for coatings industry. Although Cardolite is known in the coating fraternity in India for a few years now, so I am not going to go through all the products that we have, but I am just going to touch on 3 important sustainable chemistries or solutions for the coatings industry. I think we all know what this is. It's a beautiful picture of coral somewhere in the oceans of Maldives, I think. So the corals, we all know what corals do to us, to the ecosystem. They protect the ecosystem. It's like a natural filter. So they filter a lot of contaminants and toxins which come into the sea. 25% of sea life is dependent on corals for their day-to-day, food and energy. So corals are a very important part of the ecosystem. They also protect our coasts by absorbing the waves that are generated in the ocean floor. So what's happening to corals? Let's see what's happening. So this is what is happening to corals. Today, 17% of the corals that are known to the mankind are being destroyed. And out of the 17%, more than 40% is destroyed just in the barrier reef in Australia. So it's a very serious situation. So we would like to play our rightful part in preserving the ecosystem and the environment. Let me start with this very important slide. One of our petrochemical enemies, or not enemies, but not a good friend, like nonyl phenol. As you can see, I have given some information here. I think I'm just going to do this. So nonyl phenol versus cardanol. Nonyl phenol is a toxic substance, petrochemical based, and cardanol is a naturally occurring derivative from cashew nut oil. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. So what it does, what nonyl phenol does, the structures are in front of you. I'm not going to go into the chemistry part of this, but as you can see, let's look at the label on the right hand side. Nonyl phenol is a great product in terms of applications, but it's one of the worst products for coral depletion and a lot of other hazards in the environment. It damages the fertility of the male fish, and it converts the male fish into a female fish. Now, can you imagine what it does? So if you have seen the film Finding Nemo, that clownfish, which is there in that film, most of the clownfish today in the ocean are all converted into the female gender from the male gender. So there is a big imbalance happening in the oceans for fish because of nonyl phenol. How? I'll let you know about that in a bit. Cardanol is very safe. It does not do any damage to the corals, or it does not change the gender of the fish, or it's a very safe substance. Now, nonyl phenol is used in different forms in the coatings industry. Like, just to give you one example, it is used in making ethoxylates that are used consumed in decorative paints. And when we apply the paint or when we wash our walls, the effluent goes into the drains and eventually it ends up in the sea. And it goes into the corals, and the corals are destroyed. And the fish gender changes because they are feeding on these corals. So Cardolite is we have developed an ethoxylate based on cardanol, which will directly compete with nonyl phenol. Not only competition, but it will preserve the environment and will try to play a bit from our side to protect the environment. So I will very quickly come to the aquatic toxicity details. So I'm not going to go into the details, but if you can see the third column, cardanol, which is distilled cashew nut oil, is 1,000 times less toxic to fish. So it's pretty much, safe material to use. We got all this data. Some of this is generated by us, some of this we have paid for it. So it's a vetted data. It's not something which we have copied from Google or stuff like that. So what we do, so we ethoxylate cardanol and we make different products based on that. So the nature of cardanol, I will talk a little bit of that in few slides. It has got hydrophilic and lipophilic properties. So what we do, we react cardanol with ethylene oxide, and depending on the final mole that the industry wants, we make the product. So we have three primary products, although we can make high molar products as well. We can go up to 40 moles. We are also looking at moles higher than that. And they compare pretty well with nonyl phenol ethoxylates. We have been successful in last, let's say, over a year to put these products in the market, and thanks to our agents from distributors from the South India who have really done a great job here in educating the customers in South India. And today I can proudly say that 44 customers in South India have changed either fully or partially from nonyl phenol ethoxylate to a cardanol ethoxylate, mostly 9 mole. More information is available with us. We have leaflets, we have our technical team here as well, so you can interact with them. This is the second champion that I'm going to talk about. So I will talk about three main chemistries. One I have just finished about cardanol ethoxylates. This is another chemistry which I have spoken in the last knowledge sharing seminar in Mumbai last year, but we have done a little bit more work on it now. So this is like a champion phenylcomide. Again, the backbone is cardanol, so very safe to use, and it will it will be directly competing against some of the polyamide formulations. Now, I know that some people may not feel very happy about it, but don't worry, we are not here to replace any chemistry, but to complement it and to tempt people to use little bit of bio-based products. And this is just the beginning. So Light 3008 is a phenylcamide, which it's a hybrid chemistry of polyamides and phenylcamines. The benefits, as you can clearly see, of course it is green, it brings all the benefits of polyamides and phenylcamines. I will be putting this slide on the IPCA website, I think, after the show, and then maybe you can download some of this. So I'm not going to read the slide, but it's all there for you to see. Now, this is too complex, so I'm not going to get into this, but just to give you a comparison, we have compared a straightforward polyamide 115 type with Light 3008, and the viscosity we have represented at a different temperature, so you will see a little bit lower, but it's comparable to polyamide 115. And as you can see, all the properties are there for you to see. It's got excellent dilution efficiency with xylene. We can also supply this product as solid, 100% solid, or in solution as well, 30% or 70%. So in clear coat systems, we have given some guideline formulations here. And this is a great slide. I think you can all see here. The cure speed and film appearance, the appearance of the film made from by using Light 3008 and an epoxy is much better than some of the polyamide systems in use. So you can always try this. Like all the phenylcamines, phenylcamides cure at low temperature. That's an advantage sometimes especially in India, it's not a big deal, but in places like North India or even Rajasthan, for example, in winter, it's a good takeaway, and we have seen that our sales do spike in North India in months of winter, starting from, let's say, November up to Jan, Feb. So this is something to keep a note. Our systems, generally phenylcamines, backbone systems, incorporating some polyamide formulation in it, also gives good and faster hardness development. Mechanical properties, again, very much comparable with polyamides, and sometimes they also do a little bit of better performance. Again, this all depends on your tests and how you're testing the product. Adhesion. Chemical resistance. Now, this is one important aspect of Light 3008. It gives excellent chemical resistance in many hazardous products because of its cardanol backbone imparts very high chemical resistance due to the double bond structure of cardanol. So this structure is there in all our products. So you'll see this benefit in whatever we make, same in Light 3008 as well. Okay, we have given some data on pigmented system because it's also a light product, so I will not spend too much time on this. Some of the anti-corrosive performance, like phenylcamines, are world champions in anti-corrosive performance. So when you use, now phenylcamides bring in this technology of phenylcamines and incorporate it in products like Light 3008. This gives much higher anti-corrosive properties because of the long side chain and double bonds in the side chain. It's a C15 side chain which is not there in any comparable material. So you get the benefits of polyamides and benefits of phenylcamines in just one product. A workhorse curing agent can be cured with a standard epoxy resin. I'm just quickly going through this. Now, UV stability, as we all know that epoxies are not greatly known for their UV performance, but in comparison to some of the comparative systems and technologies available here today, I think Light 3008 based systems perform a little bit better in UV. So although epoxies are not recommended, as you all know, for exterior coatings, but for semi-exterior coatings, the car parks and all, you can always try these products. Now I'll go to a little bit on our cashew nut shell processing. What we do, so you must be wondering what these guys are doing. We get this, we're talking about cardanol and CNSL all this time. So we buy CNSL, we react it with, we distill it which is called cardanol, and we react it with a lot of stuff, some exotic, some not so exotic, and we make about 120 different products for different industries, right from the marine coatings up to flooring. The color range could be from 18 to max 1. This is the third important technology that I would like to speak. Now, some of you would be surprised to see this slide. Now, this was a last-minute inclusion in this presentation. Last year, Cardolite expanded capacity for distillation by about 30%, and we were wondering what we were going to do with this. So we were pushing our sales guys that, hey, we have now much higher capacity to make lighter color products. So how do we sell more? And then we were lucky. Again, we were there at the right time in the right market with the right product. C12, C14 glacial ether is currently being banned in Europe because of the bad label it has, as you can see. And since we already were there trying to promote our ultralight 513, again cardanol backbone with a very light color of 0.7 Gardner supply color. Although the spec is max 2, but we do 0.7. Our recent batches, we have also got to 0.5. So this particular product, we have been pitching against some other products, but this came as a surprise to us. So we have completely filled up our capacity and we are further expanding. And also I would like to share this with you that in India, this product has started gaining a lot of interest. So again, some of my friends are big producers of C12, C14 here. So sorry about that, but it's something that nobody can help. It's only to help the environment. So let's all join together and try to promote the technology. So we are here in the market. We do produce hundreds of tons per month, and we are exporting all over the world and also in India. So please look at this product. We got a lot of data on this with our team, which we will be happy to share with you during the course of today and tomorrow as well. So this is some information on that, labeling information, and we also have some performance information that is very important. Now C12, C14 is a monofunctional diluent. The ultralight 513 is an aromatic monofunctional diluent. C12, C14 is aliphatic. So ultralight 513 brings you benefits of the long side chain which C12, C14 also has. At the same time, it also gives you a cardanol backbone structure. So great chemical resistance, good dilution efficiency, good adhesion to your system, and the properties of the final cured system will not hamper much if you use ultralight 513 compared to the C12, C14. So that's a bit about that. So it has got, so this is the family. So 513 is one of our old products, I would say, one of the products that we have launched since last maybe 50 years or something like that. And so this ultralight 513 is an extension of 513, so same structure. And we have several other products in the same chemistry. Now this is our standard workhorse 513 family product that is used in marine paints. Ultralight 513 can be used in top coats or wherever you are using, or flooring, wherever you are using C12, C14 based formulation. So as you can see, the dilution curve with the standard Bisset resin or LER with a EW of 190, it's got little bit lower dilution power, but it won't make a big difference even if you use a little bit more, because it is not going to hamper the end properties of the coating, but it will actually reinforce the properties of the final coating because of the structure of cardanol that it has. Now this is a very innovative molecule that we invented about, I think, 2 years ago. So this is a difunctional diluent. Again, the same 513 family, same backbone. The advantage of this is it can give you good TG, good mechanical strength, good compressive strength, good tensile strength, and it will compete with the petrochemical derivatives of 1,4-butane diaglycerol ether and 1,6-HDDG. So though these products are used in wind energy, wind and some other applications as well. So we have started manufacturing this. We are producing this in India and China both. So please feel free to talk to us more about this product. Now this is another difunctional epoxy. Now we don't claim that we are going to replace the existing Bisset epoxy, but you could always look at this product as an additive to have some little bit of a bio content or greenness to your product. At the same time, giving good chemical resistance, good mechanical properties, little bit higher TG as well for certain systems, and it's a good adhesive for chemical resistant formulations as well. This is a light color Novolac resin family. So we also make phenol Novolacs based on cardanol. So they are pretty similar in their structure to epoxy phenol Novolacs. But as you can see, the side chain is the beauty of that, and the functionality is close to 3. Again, excellent mechanical properties, very good chemical resistance can be imparted by incorporating this about 20% to the formulation. Now, technically, you could entirely replace the Novolac resin, but it might give a little bit of brittleness to the system. So we recommend slightly lower percentage. And if cost, okay, they do compare well with the cost, but they are slightly higher in cost. So we recommend to use about 20% by weight in your system to get better properties, give some green nature to your system. So I think I have spoken a lot about the 3 different products, the cardanol ethoxylates, Light 3008, which is a phenylcamide, a new generation phenylcamide, and Ultralight 513, replacing C12, C14. But we have several other products which I have been presenting in other forums as well. But today we thought of focusing only on these products. And this is the main backbone of all the products excepting a few of our formulations. So everything that we make is based on cashew nut oil. As you can see, it has got a long side chain with 2 double bonds. So it gives good pigment wettability, anti-corrosive properties. It has got phenolic group, so it's a naturally occurring phenol. So it cures at low temperature, gives good adhesion, and cures pretty fast. And the aromaticity that you can see in the double bonds, it gives good fire resistance, mechanical properties, and excellent chemical resistance. So whatever products we make, whatever verticals we are present today in, will draw one or more benefits from one of these properties of the cardanol molecule. So where is it coming from? So cardanol is coming from cashew nut oil. Cashew nut oil is the only aromatic oil in nature which can be commercialized. There is no other aromatic oil which is commercially available in nature or even can be synthesized in nature. So all our products are based on cashew nut oil. It comes from the shell. So actually it comes from a bio-waste material which is a shell. So not food chain, bio-based, green and renewable. That is the beauty of cashew nut oil as a building block which we use in most of our products. Now this is a bit on our epoxy systems. I'm not going to go in detail. I think we all know we make epoxy curing agents, diluents for different verticals, marine paints, floorings, and a lot of other verticals. The benefits are the same that I have been talking for last 21 minutes. We do have a big footprint in the polyurethane side where we have launched products in rigid foams, flexible foams, and some of the specialty diols as well in adhesives, PU adhesives. Okay, I'll just keep this. So again, to end my presentation, we are very sustainable. We are giving more oxygen to the environment by way of sequestered cashew trees. Whatever we do is green. Although we are doing it for last 99 years, it's only now that people have started giving us a little bit of notice that, okay, there is somebody who is offering something based on a green building block. So a little bit about Cardolite. As Cardolite, we are 41 years old. As a business, we are 99 years old. We have about 370 employees, 2 factories, one in China, one in India. We have 4 research labs, US, Italy, India, and China. We manufacture 125,000 tons of materials in India and China, and we are expanding this further by about 40% just to fill up the demand which is coming from different markets of the sustainable materials. And we have our footprint in more than 75 countries. Thanks for listening. I have 3 minutes left for question and answers.
As always, very impressive to see, Cardolite's focus on sustainability. Sir, in India, you would find, often that people keep sustainability pending till there is a government regulation. Okay, so morality comes with a force. So, with your foray into nonyl phenol and replacement, and so I just wanted to know, is it expensive? Is it like 100%, 200% more expensive than your generic nonyl phenol 9 moles or 9.5 moles? And you have to push the sustainability angle, or is it competitive that the switchover can happen from the generic ones?
Good question, Jadin. I mean, it is not expensive, and really good things cost little bit more. So it's only marginally expensive. In some products, actually, it is cheaper or competitive than the existing chemistries, and we are always happy to tweak the formulations and help our customers to reduce their cost. Like for example, phenylcamides, we talked about Light 3008. So when you use this in the formulation, you do not need to use any anti-corrosive pigments. So your cost will be a little bit lower, and the mixing ratios are more favorable because they're coming from the phenylcamide backbone. So
Any
not
other
expensive, pay a little bit more for a better product.
Thank you so much. Any other question we have at the house?
Shailendra ji, very nice presentation. Hi, here.
Oh, hi, okay.
Just regarding the toxicity you were discussing on your first slide with respect to nonyl phenol. So both are basically phenols. Nonyl phenol has been there for a long time. Cardanol is also been there for a long time. But when we talk about toxicity, is it only the place that it is derived from that gives it less toxicity, or is there something more to it?
Firstly, cardanol also is phenol, like you rightly said, but it's a naturally occurring phenol coming in from a cashew tree. So it is not distilled or refined from a lot of petro-based products, which nonyl phenol is. And the acute toxicity of nonyl phenol has been coming into knowledge for last many, many years, but it's only recent 4 to 5 years that they have seen that, which I spoke about, changing the gender of fish and all that kind of thing. Now, cardanol, there have been studies done on cardanol as well, but this was not observed. And only 4 weeks back, the US FDA has certified cardanol as 100% degradable in 28 days.
Oh,
So
that is nice.
I hope it
Thank you.
answers your
Yeah.
question. Time is up, it says.
We can have one more question.
Okay.
Thanks, first of all, taking us to really deep dive. I think your first slide was like a sea coral, so taking us deep dive into the CNSL-based hardeners. Congratulations to you, your team, and Cardolite for such a innovative products. I got 2 questions. You can take up as you want. The first question, how do you see the carbon footprints of CNSL-based products compared to the petroleum? And the second question is, looking forward, do you see any other plant-based product lines emerging which could complement the CNSL or beyond this for either epoxy or any other applications?
Okay, thanks for the questions. The carbon footprint, we are net carbon negative, or let's say, in other words, we are oxygen positive because of the oxygen generated by the cashew tree. So, a typical carbon emissions or carbon GHG emissions or, that kind of data will be at least 60 to 70% less compared to the competitive chemistries. Now, we got all this data which I'll be happy to share with you. The second question, okay. Now, at the moment, like I said in my presentation, cashew nut oil is the only aromatic natural oil available on earth. But in Cardolite, we are also trying to work with other aliphatic oils, like rubber seed oil, for example. And we are trying to get some hybrid technology, but it's little bit few years away, but we'll be there. So we'll combine the advantages of other natural oils, which are aliphatic, and the only aromatic oil, which is cardanol, and introduce some products. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the fabulous, PPT and the insights जो हमारे सामने आज यहाँ पर sir ने रखे हैं when we talk about the sustainable solutions for coating industry. Thank you so much, Shailendra sir, and especially, the way you talk, आपकी smile, it says it all, right? To give away the token of love, the beach box, I would like to invite Mr. Vaibhav Gupta, the chairman of Western UP Ghaziabad. So please come on the stage and felicitate with the token of love to the gentleman right there. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?